In earlier episodes, we talked with design icon Neville Brody, with the legendary Sir John Hegarty, and most recently with Diesel Industries founder Renzo Rosso. So where now, you may ask? Well, to a weird and rather wonderful place called the career of Rutger Hauer, star of more than 120 major motion pictures in Hollywood, and now surely one of the most recognizable faces here. Rutger, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I described your career as being weird and wonderful. I hope you didn't take offense, because what I meant by that was the sheer variety of roles that you've taken on over the years. Did that come about because it's what came along, or was there always a conscious choice to go wide?
There was a moment where I thought I got lucky, basically, because I was doing theater and I wasn't completely happy with it, but I didn't know why. And then I got a chance to do a screen test for a series of knighthood, Robin Hood sort of thing. And acting, I wasn't sure if I was really able to act at all, but I thought, maybe I'll just see how it goes if I get the job. And, the first moment that I saw the camera, it gave me such a shock. And it was a shock. I've had a few in my life where I thought, this feels so good. I have to see if I can make a living. And I did some really crazy things, for it, because, a normal person wouldn't have done that,
But speaking of normal, there's an expression in Dutch, a terrible expression actually, which is "doe normaal." And if I can attempt to translate it, it roughly means conform, stay in your box, don't get ideas above your station.
Don't put your head above the dike.
Don't put your head above the dike. And a lot of times it's attached to a finger pointing in your direction.
We have tons of expression in Dutch that are all having to do with, with this. Fit. Will you please fit? If I had listened to all the criticism, I wouldn't be here, Because the Dutch are famous for saying, that's not going to work. Let me tell you why. And then they'll give you a lecture.
And I think you first would have showed up in the US in the early 80s, and I think I remember reading that one of your first significant roles was across from Sylvester Stallone.
Well, Sylvester Stallone was pretty big at the time, and it was a really hard film to shoot, basically, because it was night. It was my mother died, my best friend died when I was shooting, and it was my first film. It wasn't honky-dory, as they say. So the first experience was rough. And I really walked away from it thinking, if that's how they make movies here, I don't think I can be bothered, Really, it was rough. But like 2 seconds later, I got Blade Runner, which was, the most extreme and ultimate experience, with everything falling into place every moment, and me dancing through the movie and the mind of Ridley with, without any effort, basically, and with a really strong connection. And, for that film it was the second moment, right? Crucial moment where I refound my hope, I found my strength as an actor, I found the true connection with it, and in a major way, and then to see the film, go down and under and up and under, and then be revived again, and then, this year is the 30th year, for that film to be so embracing the world in so many times for so long is amazing, because it was really my true first dance, and I was happy, it was cool.
I remember seeing that film for the first time. It was one of maybe 3 films that happened around that time that just imprinted themselves on my experiences at the time. It's an astonishing piece of film. Did you realize how great this had the potential to be when you first saw it?
No, I don't think you can. As an actor, you never quite know, and an actor is an actor. It's not a film. And a director can do, there's so many elements in the film that I really don't think that an actor makes a film. I know that you can be important, and it's the balance in the film is getting decided by it in many ways. But since Blade Runner, I've taken that idea on that a character in a film, it's really a sketch. To me, that was like the sheet of paper, right? If, let's say, if I start on a screenplay, I look at the screenplay and I think, this is how I work. This is how I work. And this is my character now. And I'm looking at it, and sometimes I just throw it away. But I can do this every day, you know, and I read the script 100 times. It will feed me. The script feeds me, my imagination, my own, you know, shortcomings or you know, who I am will feed into it, and what the director wants to see feeds in. It's a real it's a real melting pot of, you know, ideas. And by the way, you know, Frank Gehry, because the blank sheet of paper I got from Frank Gehry, Sidney Pollack made a documentary on him, the sketches of Frank Gehry, and this is how he designed the Bilbao Museum you know. He started with just a piece of paper and crumbling it and looking at it and going, not today, we won't save this, but we'll do it again tomorrow. And that's a new time where you can always start again tomorrow.